Okay, is everyone ready? Okay.
Why do you pick on me?
Because
I'm the only nice guy in town.
Yeah.
Those are the easy ones.
I know.
You start a very good test in Mesillas, the Bir Chelke Chasidus. So what's a Chassid? So we spoke about last week. A Chassid, a tzaddik is someone who does what he's told, and he fulfills everything that he's told 100%. I gave the mashal last week of a Chassid. What's a Chassid? When you tell your kid to clear the table, take 5 things off the table. Right? And you hope that between all the kids and everything will be taken, the table will be clear. And so we'll call it a non-tzaddik takes 2 things off the table. Fathers take 5 things off the table. The non-tzaddik takes 2 or 3. The tzaddik takes 5. The chassid clears the entire table. Because the chassid realizes that the father doesn't just want 5 things off the table, he wants the table clean, but he knows he can't tell a kid to do everything, he's not going to do anything then. He say 5, but he means everything. That's the chassid is, he looks into the mitzvahs, and he sees what a Kadosh Baruch Hu wants, and then he goes beyond the letter of the law. Right? So, it says, to give 10% tzedakah, this person sees that there's a big need in this community, and I can give more than that, he gives more. He doesn't just do whatever the Torah says, and you have to daven to Hashem. So the chassid will come to davening early, and he'll learn up the pirush hatfilah, and he understands it's a mitzvah of tefillah, let me take it very seriously. The Mesillas explains, he does even the Shiur mitzvah, the parts of the mitzvah that aren't ma'akiv. When he gets a pair of tefillin, he'll make sure, he won't just buy the tefillin, buy the daled minim, he'll make sure he gets the tefillin that's most mahudr, that's the most kosher. He understands that the Kadosh Baruch Hu wants him to be mahader in the mitzvahs. So the Mesillas goes through 6 examples of different Amoraim. They were asked, why were you zoiche, why did you merit longevity, to live a long life? And based on their answer, we see this concept, they all attributed it to Chasidus. The fact they went above and beyond the letter of the law, they understood what Kadosh Baruch Hu is telling them, and they took it beyond the actual fulfillment of the mitzvah. So number 1 is the parak in Megillah, Daf Chav Zayin, we have a few weeks till we get there, a few months. Amru, Shalu Talmidim as Rabbi, Zakar. The Maharachta Yaman. Why are you zoiche to live a long life? He never went to the bathroom within 4 amas of a place of davening. Okay, that's easier for us today. And he never never called anyone by a nickname. Which lav dafka is an aveira. I mean, if it's not a negative, pejorative nickname, so there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a certain, you wouldn't call your Rabbi by a nickname, right? So there is a certain, I wouldn't say lack of respect, but if every person in one's eyes is very chashuv, that's Tzelem Elokim, you're not going to call the person by the nickname, unless the person wants you to call him by the nickname. And I made Kiddush Shabbos day. Friday night is the Raisa. Shabbos day is not the Raisa, but Loi Bitalti Kiddush Hayod. I never missed a Kiddush Hayod. So today, to us, that sounds a bit funny. Most of us have never missed a Kiddush Hayod. But even if one goes away, there's no minyan. We bring wine, we bring grape juice. It's not a big deal. Back then, it was a big deal to never miss Kiddush Hayom. Says the Gemara of Maisa story. Ima Zakena Haisali, had an elderly mother. Pam Achas Machra Kipa Sheberoisha Ve'evili Kiddush Hayom. We had no money for wine, and what did she do? She sold the kippah, the covering on her head, the hat that she wore. She sold it, and she bought with that money wine for Kiddush Hayom. So is that not nice? I mean, have his elderly mother obviously also didn't have money. Sell the kippah sheberoisha to buy him Kiddush Hayom. It wasn't they shouldn't have to be Mechal Shabbos, I don't know, for something, or they're starving and they have no food to eat. Right? She sold the kippah sheberoisha to buy him Kiddush Hayom. How is that a positive thing? So one thing is for sure, he didn't ask her to do so. He didn't ask her to, but she saw how chashuv it was for him, and he gave her a nachas to do that. See, these things you can't fake. Often, sometimes, the wife doesn't want the husband to go out to learn. Right? I need you home. If the wife saw how chashuv the Talmud Torah was, right? If she saw what a glow when the husband comes back in the Beis Medrash and he talks about the sugi a little bit, he talks about the halach he learned, and she sees it gives him a simcha sachayim, she wouldn't mind if he goes out to learn. So his mother, Zakkai's mother, saw the importance that Kiddush Yom played in his life, and like every good mother, she wants to make her child happy, and she saw how distraught he would be without the Kiddush Yom. So it was pashut to her, and it would have been more painful for her not to sell her Kippah Shebarosha. And therefore, that story indicates how he was mechabev the mitzvah of Kiddush Yom more than the letter of the law. You see the idea of the concept of Chasidus when it comes to the Dikduki being medakdik in a mitzvah. If you can't afford it, you don't have the money, you're potter from Kiddush Hayom. You didn't have it, even Friday night Kiddush you potter from. Until she sold the Kippah Shebarosha. So Shulchan Aruch ends over there. There's no halach in Shulchan Aruch that you have to sell the Kippah Shebarosha to buy Kiddush Hayom, but that's where Midas Chasidus begins. When the Shulchan Aruch ends, that's where Chasidus begins. Yeah.
Miss Tama would like to understand that she probably has something else to cover.
For sure, that's definitely for sure.
Otherwise-
Yes, she's not going Pura Rosh. She's not going with
with
no. You can't do an Aveira for Kiddush Hayom. That's correct. So for sure, she was covering her hair with something else, but so she sold this Kippah Shebarosha. Like Toys explains over there, and that he didn't call his friend by nickname. That was even if it wasn't negative. See, this day and age, people want to be called by a nickname. That's a different story. If they want to be called by the nickname, then one should. But even though it wasn't a negative nickname, he just out covered Adam, godless Adam. He didn't want to use the nickname. That's story number one. Number two. Rav Huna Gam came kosher gemi alavusha. He sold his belt and he tied some sort of gemi on his pants. Again, Kiddush Hayom. He sold his belt to buy wine for Kiddush Hayom. So they both chose that mitzvah. Oid Sham, another story over there in the Gemara in Megillah. Shalo Talmidim is Rabbi Elazar ben Shmuel. But Maharachta Yomim, why are you zeichet to a long life? Amar lahem miyomar le'asisi kapandria le'beis hakneses. I never made a shortcut through a shul, which is a halacha. And he gave Shiur. Often the minute was back then, the Rebbe would sit on a chair there, or he would stand, and the Talmidim would sit on the ground. So it looks like you're stepping on their heads. So he was very careful with the kavod of his Talmidim. It's mutter for the Rebbe to sit higher up, and the Talmidim are on the floor. But he felt that wasn't a kavod for them. He needs them midos ve'inyan, hamidos ve'inyan kavod beis hakneses, having covered for the shul, ve'inyan kavod habrius, and having respect for another person. To be careful, it shouldn't even appear like I'm being mevaza other people. So it's all in these very dark and these very delicate areas of halacha that was zeicha to a long life. It wasn't because they were makbid not to do averos. Right? Of course one has to keep mitzvahs, not do averos. But the long life, longevity begins again when Shulchan Aruch ends. It's all going above and beyond the letter of the law. Number 3, Oid Sham. Shol Tamidiv as Rabbi Preda. The Maharachta Yomar. Preda also lived a long life. Amar Lahem, Miyomar loy kedamni Adam lebeis hamedrash. I was always the first one in shul. Some of us here can make that statement. Loy birach lifnei koyin. I always give the proper respect to a koyin. Loy achalti mi behemish lohur mamat nesei. I never ate from an animal before they took the presents you must give to the koyin. Before that was done, I never ate from the animal. Oid, the fourth ma'aseh. Shalu Talmidim as Rabbi Nechunya, but Maharachta Yomim. Rabbi Nechunya also lived a long life. Why was he zoich? Amar lahem Yomar lo nis kabadati b'kolam chaveri. But also mitasi kilas chaveri. I never got honor from my friend's embarrassment. I never raised myself up through lowering someone else. I never did that. But also mitasi kilas chaveri. And whenever I went to sleep at night, I had no issues, no tainas to any one of my friends. I was b'shalom. I made up. I was never in a fight. I was never in a machlokes when I went to bed. How many of us can say that? Don't raise your hand. How many of us can say that? That we never went to sleep in a fight with someone else. That's what he did. He always made shalom. Mefarish Hasan. So what's the case where he was not where he didn't get honor through someone else's downfall? He was carrying a shovel on his shoulder. Also Rav Chana bar Chaniloi v'kadari minei. So Rav Chana bar Chaniloi came and said, "Let me take the shovel from you. I don't want you to carry it." So Rav Huna said to him, if you normally will schlep a shovel on your shoulder, okay, fine, so then I'll let you do it. I do not want that I should have more honor. To schlep the shovel is not the most mechubadik thing. So if you want to take it from me, it's very nice of you. If you don't do that in your hometown, then I don't want you to do it here. Guys, it says in Mesillas Hashem Areilonu Sha'afal Pisha Mashmos B'Kolam Chavei. What does it mean that you shouldn't get honor through your friend's downfall? Hu Hamishtadel Lavazas Chavei. I mean, you put someone down and you look better. That's what it's talking about. You're not Miskar B'Kolam Chavei. K'dei Shali Deizeh Yar B'Kvoided. That I should get more cover by putting him down. Even if the person wants to mavaz himself to help me, I will not do it. If it's going to cause a bizayin to him, so I don't want that I should be more mechubadik at his expense. Again, way above and beyond the letter of the law. Number 5, King Zeh Reb Zera says, I was never makbid in my house. I never got too angry in my house. Again, let's take a survey on that one too. I never stood in front of a person who was greater than I was. Always, I had amivas. This is the thing we all fulfill. I never was maharher. I never thought about Torah in a dirty place where I can't think about Torah. I think all of us need matzliach in that.
It's a hard one.
It's a hard one, you think, yeah?
True. Hard one.
True, it could be proof that it's hard. Sometimes, all of a sudden you go into the bathroom, you can't stop thinking about something alone. Every other, you're walking outside, you forget, but you're in the bathroom, all of a sudden it comes to you. It's proof of the Yesharim, right?
But even more so, because there are halachas that apply to the bathroom.
Right. So those halachas you're allowed to think in the bathroom.
Bear in mind.
Right. Those halachas you're allowed to think. He never went 4 amas without Torah and Tefillin. He was always thinking and learning. He never slept in the shul, in the Beis HaMedrash, even for a few minutes. I never was happy with my friend's downfall. Again, he never called his friend by the nickname. This is the Maisa Chasidus. So we see again that we have to, besides being Mekayim all the mitzvahs, right? We have to have a sensitivity towards our friends and towards the mitzvahs. We can't just approach it that, like we said, I think we said last time, that until Rav Moshe Feinstein, no one ever asked, what's the minimum shiur for a mechitza? Until Rav Moshe Feinstein, until the 20th century, no one ever asked the Shaila, what's the smallest shiur for the yarmulke? There's a person who wants to fulfill the mitzvahs, but only in the smallest form, right? So you ask your wife on the 25th anniversary, what's the smallest present I can get you that'll make you happy? Right? I just want to know. And she gets all upset. I want to buy her a present. I just don't want to go beyond. I don't want to show her too much. So that'd be very offensive. There's nothing you can get her that's going to make her happy. So they say to the Kadosh Baruch Hu, you can't ask what's the smallest the mechitza should be, what's the smallest the couple should be. Chasidus is understanding that Kadosh Baruch Hu wants a mechitza, he wants a separation. Let's do it in the best way possible. He wants the person to wear a yarmulke. Let's do it in the best way possible. That's Chasidus. So the challenge is that the Shulchan Aruch applies to all of us evenly. All our Shmir and Shabbos is all the same. No one here lights fires on Shabbos. And we all make Kiddush. Chasidus is that unique, specific Shulchan Aruch that is tailor-made to each one of us. So you have to look into ourselves. It would be wrong today to now all of a sudden become very medactic and Kiddush Hayoim because the Gemara says it and do all these crazy things, right? They looked into themselves and saw the mitzvahs that they felt that they need to be mahadir in. So step 1 is to understand oneself. And which mitzvahs do I have an atiyah towards, I have a leaning towards, which averos do I have a leaning towards, and figure out where should I be mahadir, and not to be matil on other people, not to put other people out. Again, that Amora, whose mother sold her kibbutz shebaroisha, he didn't ask her to do so. One should not take on chumras that put other people out. It should be for himself. But the challenge is, the danger is you can go too far and become a meshuggah if a person doesn't do it properly. But on the other hand, if I don't do anything, it's also wrong. So the person has to know himself and take on a healthy chumrah. So our project for this week will be to pick one mitzvah that resonates with us. We keep all of this, but one that particularly resonates with us, and try to figure out one small oifen, one small avenue to be mahadir above and beyond the letter of the law.